So this episode's going to be a little bit different. There's a lot of games out there that are like not even an hour long, maybe 2 hours. And I could do a single episode about them, kind of like how I did with Pickle Simulator, where I accidentally played it for an hour, even though I could have gotten done in like 5 minutes. But I don't really want to clutter up with like too many just small episodes, so I figured I'd bundle some together. Over the past couple months, I played some small games, figured I could do an episode on this, but I'll wait till I play enough that I can just bundle them together. So I got 3 games to give you today. The first one is called the Exit Project Backstreets. For some reason I keep wanting to say Backrooms, but it's not that, it's called the Backstreets. I'm pretty sure I saw this game for cheap on Steam. I was like, I'll get it, why not? Looks a little interesting. It's pretty much I don't know what the term is when you go through a door and you're just back at the start when something's a little different. I'm just going to call it the PT experience. And this game's mostly that, except when you go through, you have to find certain anomalies. Something's wrong with the area some of the times. And if you see nothing's wrong, you can keep going forward. You can get to a higher level count, as indicated by the garage door. Or if you find something just a little bit off, you have to go back the way you came, and then that's how you progress even further. So I really connect with this character in this game. He's just a tired man, worked a hard day's job, wants to go home and sleep, but he's just stuck in this never-ending looping alleyway. And when you go through the door, you come back to the same alleyway. Something could be different, something like a bucket with stinking fish in it. There's probably some writing on the walls, somebody may be knocking on a door. The world might get higher as you keep walking, or you might look up in the sky and see God just staring at you. So if you see any one of these, which I don't know how many there are, because some of them I just didn't even find and I fucked up, so it doesn't really tell you what you did wrong. But you do this 10 times, get to level 10, go through the right door again, and you're finally home, and you can go to sleep. And that's the game. Though it does say to be continued. But when I also went to the bed, I noticed there was another door in the room. So I went in again, maybe hoping for a different ending. And I got through it again, went through the door, and it just brought me back to level 0 of the alleyways. And that's really all there is to this game. You just get to level 10, get home, restart. I kind of really wish there was an endless mode for this. That would have been really fun. But I'm not sure how many anomalies there were. I want to say it couldn't have been more than like a few dozen. And it also would have been cool if there were a lot more scary anomalies, because most of them were just like odd things misplaced or appeared out of nowhere. I think there was only one kind of jump scare one. This game could just be like a 50-50 kind of game. And as I said, it's said to be continued, but it's been well over 6 months and nothing, so I'm going to assume they not abandoned, but just left the game as it is. I'm not sure if these developers are doing anything else, but it was an interesting demo, if that's what you want to call it. I did try to keep myself a little bit entertained by trying to speedrun, see how fast I can get through all 10. I think I got to like a minute. I think I spent about 10 minutes doing it, and I got to like just over a minute, just pretty much guessing which door I had to go to without really looking around. Yeah, that's all there is really to this game. It's just a continuous looping alley, not a whole lot of anomalies, not a lot of scary ones even, and then you just get home and you can repeat over and over again. So also, I'm not going to rank this right now. I'm going to rank them all at the end just so the list doesn't get all confused looking. Next up is a game called The Auto Sort is Broken. I bought this game on sale thinking, oh, this looks like fun. A little cute art style. And little did I know, I would actually really like this game a lot. So the game takes place inside like another MMO game. That game doesn't really matter as a whole, but more of just like the environment of the game. You play as an organizer NPC. I'm pretty sure you're an NPC, not an actual player. Because a lot of players will come to you telling you, hey, the auto sort function for this game's broken. You have to sort my stuff. I guess you're the quick fix thing for that game. And it's a really simplistic organizing game of inventory management. If you know like the Resident Evil, here's your suitcase, pack all the things tightly to make use of all your space, it's like that. So you're essentially just organizing their stuff, getting rid of their junk, and sometimes it's on a timer. But there's a lot more to this game than just the puzzle organizing. Each player that comes up to you, and it's supposed to be a player because they have certain names, they just air their grievances to you. At first it starts off with stuff like, hey, can you hurry this up? Me and my friends are going to go dungeoning, we're going to have so much fun leveling and XPing. And I wasn't paying too much attention until maybe like a third into the game where I realized what this game actually was. It's about a game that's just dying. I swear it wasn't intentional for me to play this game, since that's all I've been playing recently, just dead games recently. But how fitting to randomly play a game and have it be about a game that's dying. So every time you complete somebody's organization, you get some coins, you can buy some achievements, which I just thought would make maybe the organizing easier. Doesn't do that really though, it's more just some fake upgrades, which I don't think are really anything. But then also just game milestones. Stuff that usually happens in a game the longer it goes on. You get upgrades like content is running dry, or just lobbies are filled with bots, or the player count is dropping. And even microtransactions have just been added to the game. Pretty much just showing you, hey, these are the milestones you see happening when a game is reaching the end. And then you eventually get a final upgrade just called Server Shutdown, which costs the most, it's the final one. And as soon as you buy it, the game goes offline. You can't log back in, and that is that. Now if you've been playing games for a while, or even more recently, this probably speaks to you a lot, whereas you were playing a game you love, and then it just eventually you watch decline until it shuts down. The farther you get into the game, the more players that come up to you are less talking about how fun they're having and more just about how sad it is that this game's shutting down, and like just the state it's in. They'll say things like, hey, can you hurry this up before I get disconnected for the 30th time today? Or, hey, I just became the new leader of my guild because there's only 2 members left. So yeah, it was really a bittersweet story kind of game. There wasn't too much variety with the puzzles. On some, there was like some junk you just had to throw away. Others there was more confusing pieces to fit into their inventory. With some of them, they were on a timer, but it wasn't too overly complicated. Also, if you failed one, they would just come back again. It was a cycle to a fixed amount of how many people would come to you. Because eventually, when you do the last one, there's no more that come to you. That could be just a fun little thing if there's no more players left. But it was just a fixed amount of puzzles. It would have been nice for, I know I just said this, but it would have been nice for an endless kind of mode with like randomly generated puzzles. And even the art style and the music and sounds were really good. I like that 8-bit pixelated art style. It had that nice classic fantasy music. And even the sounds of like just slotting things in or the coins. It was good. I even looked up what other games these people made. It's a lot more inventory management games, but I might check those out because they look interesting too. Alright, again, before the final ranking, we got one more game to talk about. This game called Paratopic. Apparently, this game was a lot more popular than I thought when I bought it. Again, it was cheap on sale. It came out all the way back in 2018 and even won a couple awards for audio. I'm not sure exactly how big the game is, but it did have a little following, so that was kind of interesting to learn after I played through it. And I will say, when I played through it, I was very fucking confused. This game did teach me to learn to read the descriptions of games before I played through it, because I would have understood a lot more, I felt, going in. Something to know about this game is it doesn't take place in one person's perspective, it takes place in 3 different perspectives. Because the way it plays out, originally I thought I was loading a gun in a diner, to meeting a guy in the same diner, to then attacking that guy in the diner, to go driving, to go birdwatching, to getting attacked by a shadow monster, then going back for revenge. That's why I was a little confused. I was like, what is happening in this game other than just like things are out of order? And things are kind of out of order, but not too much. More just perspective-wise. And the 3 perspectives are this. The easiest one to talk to is about the birdwatcher, the person in the woods. They're just out exploring, taking some pictures of birds, and then they eventually get attacked by some shadow monster thing. The other character is called the smuggler. They are at the beginning, the end, and then sprinkled through a little bit in the middle, where their whole thing is they are smuggling VHS tapes across the border. In this world, the tapes are weird. I don't fully know, I don't think anybody fully knows exactly what's wrong with these tapes, but it's like you watch it and then something like this happens. Or something like this. I don't know if it's supposed to be an analogy for drugs, but it probably is, in a sense. And then the final perspective is called the Assassin. The Assassin's perspective is all out of timeline order in this game. Technically, their first one is, I think, their last one, where they find the birdwatcher's corpse in the woods. I don't know if they were sent after that birdwatcher or they just stumbled upon them, but I would guess they were hunting them because they have a gun. But then it tracks them back to a diner, to where the smuggler got their job for smuggling the VHS tapes. Then the assassin kills that boss and watches some tapes and gets kind of stuck in a time loop. And that's mostly it. The smuggler gets arrested, the cop turns into a TV monster, just a TV actually, and that's it, that's the game. The game is easily really simplistic. It's just a walking simulator with just a lot of story building and lore. I don't know if it was ever discussed online because I tried to look through it all. I think something in this world is fucked up with technology because you don't see too much of it. Unless I was blind, I don't think I saw really any technology other than just like a camera. I will say thanks to the people who posted videos about it online so they can easily explain to me what happened, because I had no idea. So yeah, I thought this game was overall really good. Everything from like the world with the tapes, to the music, to just the background music was really good. I was very confused about the layout of events, but that's just on me for being a fucking idiot. And even though it was mostly a walking / driving simulator, maybe could have added just a little bit more spice. When you were playing as the birdwatcher, you could take pictures of birds and they would fly away. There was like a 6-thing counter at the top. Wasn't really used for anything, but I don't know what you could have done, but maybe just a little something other than just the driving sections. Gameplay wise, you couldn't really add much, I see, because like this isn't that kind of game. But those games aren't that interesting to me as much as like other ones are. The game was also really short. You can beat it in like half an hour. You can replay it to get the rest of the achievements, but it took me like just an hour and a half to get it all. But I'll give them credit. It came out 8 years ago. I don't know if it still has really much of a following these days, but it did during its time and even won awards, I think, for the audio, so kudos to them. Good job, team. Okay, 3 games we've talked about. Now let's rank them. So I was deciding the best way to do this, where to just go from the top down, adding games as I go, adding them in the order I talked about them, or from the ground up. I think the best way is from the top down, just so everything shifts down and there's no empty spaces. So I think easily the highest ranked one I've played is the Autosort is Broken. And this game did make me think a little bit more about how I exactly decide on the tier letter ranking, because while this game wasn't extremely mind-blowing or outstanding for me, I really didn't have much problems with it. Had there been an endless mode, that maybe would have pushed it over, but otherwise, I think this was just a really good game. Very little complaints, nothing overpowering. So it's going in at number 4 in A tier. Yeah, I would say this game is on the same level as Silent Hill 2 and just a little bit better than the AAA Indiana Jones game. So I think the second best game I played was probably Paratopic. It was a very short but very interesting world experience game with a PS1 styled art graphics, very minimal gameplay. But overall, it was very good, so it's going to B tier at number 6. And lastly, let's rank the Exit Project's Backstreets. Yeah, it was very cheap, very short, not a lot going on for it. I don't know if they just like abandoned the game, because I don't know if they wanted to do more, maybe the sales weren't good enough. And the most I can get out of it was just 30 minutes, even with me trying to find something else like speedrunning. So it's going surprisingly very low at D tier at number 12. I'd say if I didn't enjoy even a little bit of time with Anthem, this would have been higher. But hey, it's still higher than Skull Island, all the way at the bottom. And that's going to do it for this episode. 3 brand new games on the list. Let me know if you like this style, or if you just rather me individually talk about games one by one. What are we at now, 13? Lucky number 13. Hey, at least the list is now long enough to where I have to scroll down at the end. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.